Hi guys, welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop for all related news. I'm your host Martin. This is episode 11, Crypto and Concerts, Litecoin FUD, Zcash Delisted from Coinbase UK. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. This is all for entertainment and education purposes only. Please do your own research before you purchase or invest into any cryptocurrency or digital asset. If you're catching this stream live, welcome. And if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions, please leave a comment below. Now, if you want to keep up to date with the latest news in the crypto market, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. Now, if you want to keep on chatting with us when the stream is done, you can do so at our Discord. Link is in the description below, as well as the links to all the other articles that we cover in the stream. Now, on to the news. I found this news today. It took me to that, but I found this news today. It's regarding a new company that's doing blockchain technology for purchasing tickets. It's like a ticketing company, just like a Ticketmaster, let's say, right? Except that they will associate the tickets to people's faces or facial features by using blockchain technology. Now it's really cool because now to log in, you would need to be in front of a computer with a camera so it could recognize your face. Or if you're logging in from your phone, you can do it with your with the finger scan or with the camera, and that's just to recognize that you're the actual person that's doing the purchasing of the tickets. Now, why do I find it that it's really interesting? Well, for a couple of reasons, right? Like the first one would be that it would prevent bots from purchasing tickets, right? So there would sometimes bots go onto these websites and purchase the max amount of tickets allowed, and then users are left not being able to go to a show, right? So since it would prevent bots from purchasing tickets, it means that actual people will have to purchasing, leaving more tickets in the market, so more people will have access at regular prices and not at prices that scalpers would demand later on. So it would reduce the amount of scalpers or the amount of tickets that get scalped. Since a lot of the process is automated as well, they would reduce the company's overhead, so you would have access to cheaper tickets. Now, the article also stated that Ticketmaster recently acquired a blockchain technology company called Upgraded, which will help prevent fraudulent ticketing, and StubHub bought a company called Tracer. Now, in Holland, there's a ticketing company called Guts, which operates with something like this, and so the way they operate is that tickets are assigned to a cell phone, right? So when you want to go to the event, you would have to take your cell phone, thus demonstrating that you are the legal owner of the ticket. Now, if you want to sell or resell it, you have to do it through their platform because of the ticket is assigned to your phone. You cannot just send it to someone else. Now that stops scalpers from charging a fortune. How much they let you sell or resell the ticket for, it's not stated. However, I do believe they might cap it at either you have to resell it at the same price or maybe a small plus, but it's still, I haven't seen it, so I'm not really sure. I'll try to look into it and see how it works and maybe come back with more information if that's something that you're interested in. Now, if you are interested in that, please leave a comment below and I'll definitely check it out. Now, I found this other article, which apparently China is now coming out with their own cryptocurrency. It's going to be after a year of research and development, they came out with it, or they're coming out with it, and it's going to be a state-backed cryptocurrency, so it's not going to be decentralized. Now, this crypto is going to be emitted by the People's Bank of China, and it's expected that with this, China will have more control over the national currency, right? So right now, countries have problems tracing certain deposits, especially if they're done in cash, to people's accounts. Now, let's say 5 people go and deposit money into your account, right? I don't know. Let's call them dealers, right, for the effect of the example. So it's illegal money, but it's hard to trace. Now, if it was state-backed crypto, let's say all your fiat was cryptocurrency, then tracing where the money is coming from and where it's going could be really effective for the authorities to find all these illicit sources of money and have a better track record of where money is coming and going, thus reducing the amount of illicit activities or at least making it more difficult to go through. Now, like I said, countries have problems tracing these illegal funds sometimes. Now, with this, China will be able to look at more suspicious transactions, and basically, no transaction would be anonymous, right? Your boss or company deposits the money into your account, it's traceable. You buy something with it, it's traceable. If there's something that raises the authorities' interest, they can look at the transactions and see where the money's flowing, right? Now, if you don't have a job and are not in any database where you declare whether or not you have a job, or if you're in unemployment and all of a sudden you're getting larger amounts of cash, authorities could inquire into that, right? And then trace where the money's coming from, and then they could come and question you. So yeah, you're losing some privacy, and in certain way, this kind of crypto would restrict freedoms and not enhance them as other cryptos do. How people would use it, it's still to be determined. Could it be good? Could it be bad? We don't know yet. However, they are coming out with it, and I would expect other countries to also come out with it, right? We had Venezuela come out with their petro, which no one apparently is into. But China, if they can make it be mainstream, or if they enforce it on people, then it will, of course, go ahead, and all transactions will have to be through that crypto. Right, now, on to other news. Now, Michael Gove, who is a British Prime Minister, proposed the idea of closing banking institutions on November the 1st, 2019, to reduce the impact of an unstructured exit from the European Union, right, for Brexit. So they're trying to do it as a bank holiday, so they will close the whole day bankings and for 24 hours, and financial institutions as well. So that will be immediately after the UK leaves the European Union, right? So is it good? Is it bad? Would it do anything? I doubt they would do something good. At least people would just wait one more day to do whatever they want to do, right? It's not going to have a positive impact, at least not, I don't believe it's going to have it. If anything, it's just going to amplify a more negative impact. Now, analysts are calling this proposal ineffective, and it's another reason to support more arguments for decentralization, right? So the article also states that if a no Brexit deal goes through, they believe the UK would would find itself in a hyperinflation market, meaning cryptocurrencies could benefit, right? If the market starts having a lot of inflation, people would like to find other places where their money is not so exposed to that volatility. Now, cryptos do provide that, right? Let's see what happens. Now let's move on to market cap. Total market cap right now. Okay, yesterday we closed below. We closed in red. It was 1.25% down, closing at 280 billion. Right now, it's slightly up. It's sitting at 0.18%, which is 281 billion. Now onto Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance went almost neutral yesterday. It went up 0.01% from an opening of 69.95, closing at 69.96, almost nothing. Now, Bitcoin right now still dominating at 70, which puts it at 0.05%. 70% of the market's a fairly good amount, right? It has lost some dominance, not a lot. Maybe from this high was at 71.37. So let's say it lost 1.37% dominance in the past 3 days, right? Market just closed 2 hours ago. So on Bitcoin news, we didn't find any good news that worth reporting today. So we're just gonna jump right into the chart. Bitcoin, we had this downtrend that we're still in, right? Haven't been able to break out of it. We touched this resistance down here, bounced back up. However, we're finding this other, found this support, down here, and we're finding this resistance up here that we're not able to break. We went up and touched it today, and are down below it. However, it's not a very strong resistance, so we might be able to break through it. However, yesterday Bitcoin went down 1.26%. Bitcoin right now sitting at 11,407. Let's look at the 4 hours, see if we can see something different, and we can just see that we're just basically moving sideways. There's really nothing much going on, not big patterns developing. This large week we could disregard, and if we were to disregard it, I mean, it's not really a double bottom, but it could be a mini double bottom, basically from here to here. But I wouldn't really call it a double bottom, right? I wouldn't get my hopes up. It's not. I don't think it's gonna have much impact. Let's just say that Bitcoin right now, it's in a sideways trend, at least until we break up above this. If you can see, we actually went up and touched it 1, 2, almost 3 times, and we're rejected. So let's see what happens and where we go from here. We're still within this down sloping channel, so not much going on. Now on Ethereum, also we didn't find any good articles regarding Ethereum. Most of them were predictions of prices or technical analysis. So as well, we're just going to jump into dominance and charts. Now for Ethereum, dominance is sitting at 7.75. It's trading down right now from yesterday's closing at 0.51%. As we can see, yesterday's closing was also a down red candle, so it was down 0.98, closing at 7.79 from an opening of 7.87. So we lost almost 0.10, right? In the total overall. So now we're gonna go on to Ethereum. Markets have been really slow today, so we're not gonna find a lot of action, right? That's all over the market, right? A little bit of red, but nothing too deep. No patterns being mainly developed right now or broken. So let's look at the 4 hours, because right now, as we can see, we broke out of this small upsloping triangle we traced. We said it was too small of a pattern to invalidate it, but as you can see, we're just out, but not really doing anything. We could shift it a little bit to where it's more of a small upsloping channel. We could probably do that, but again, I wouldn't get my hopes up on this. So we could go from here to here and here. And yeah, I mean, we could see that we touched this midline, bounced off it. We kind of went down it, but still closed above it. Now we're touching it, rejecting, touching below, touch below, touch below. It could be a valid upsloping channel, right? Not gonna say it isn't, but I mean, at least it looks better than that semi channel that we traced. So on to Ripple now. And like I said, it's basically doing nothing. It's just sitting there, floating sideways, same as Bitcoin. Let's call this momentum slightly or slowly going down. We are almost neutral on the other side, sitting at 44. Not much going on. Ripple, most news we saw today, Ripple were regarding things were recovered, like Ripple looking for new acquisitions and investments after their MoneyGram purchase, and other price analysis. So we're also just gonna jump straight into the dominance chart. Now Ripple dominance, let's look at it on the daily. Ripple yesterday closed on green dominance. It went up 0.28%, closing at 4.42 from an opening of 4.41. So it's almost nothing. Right now it's still sitting at 4.42. However, the opening, apparently we had a small gap, and it opened at 4.43. So it's right now 0.15% down. It's really negligible. It's almost nothing. So onto Ripple chart, right? And as we can see, and we have been in the past days, I'm just gonna make this a little bit longer. We're still within this downtrend. We're still within this down sloping channel we had traced, still within this other kind of sort of triangle we had traced initially. However, we have this spike from yesterday night, I think. Yeah. Oh wait, that's on the daily. So we had this spike a couple days ago. We decided to ignore it because we didn't know if it was valid or not. We could probably move our chart a little bit if this just wants to play along. Oh, I get it now. I was moving that line. So we could make it even a larger triangle. Not really a double bottom, but we could make this larger structure. Is it gonna hold? Right now it seems to, but what's more important for me right now is this larger channel that we haven't been able to get out of, right? I mean, here we did go out of, however we closed within, so we're not gonna call it a valid breakout. If we go into the 4 hours, we might be able to see it better. So it's actually in the same 4 hour period. We went down and back up. Momentum also, as with Ethereum, slightly going down. RSI sitting pretty neutral at 46.49. Not much going on this as well. Now on to Litecoin news. We actually have Litecoin news, and it's regarding all that FUD that's happening on the weekend and today. Man, lots of news regarding those leaked conversations from Charlie Lee, and they do leave much to be interpreted. And I wouldn't jump on the naysayer wagon, but I'm also not gonna jump on the positive wagon. I'm not a Litecoin holder. I don't have any Litecoin on my accounts. I don't defend Litecoin. However, I do believe that we need to look at good evidence before we make a call. And a lot of it has been misinterpreted because the way it's been redacted, it leaves a lot of room for interpretation, right? So yes, Litecoin is similar to Bitcoin. And yes, every small change that happens to Bitcoin has to be reflected in Litecoin at some point in time. Now, from what I've seen, Charlie Lee stated that Trasher is the lead developer right now, and he does not use Twitter very much. Hence, we don't hear much of what's really happening behind curtains, right? Which, in this crypto sphere, it could be really good because there's a lot of leaked information, right? We see all these pumps and dumps, people buying the rumors, selling the news all the time. People having access to information or privileged information ahead of time, buying into positions, price starts going up when the rumors start coming. As soon as the news come out, price starts tanking, everyone's selling out of their positions. Maybe it's good that some companies start to keep more information in-house. I mean, so, like I say, it could be good that they're not just creating hype, right? Maybe they might be doing things lower than they want to. So, but at least they're doing it and they're keeping their mouths shut about it, right? They're doing, not talking. Making things happen, not creating hype. I would like to believe that that's what's going on. Although, like I said, many things are up for interpretation. Now, big issues that we have seen shown that have not shown any big changes on the repository on GitHub for Litecoin, right? So, but on Litecoin's defense, there was that release of Litecoin Core 0.17.1 about 3 months ago, so which introduced apparently some interesting changes and improvements. Now, most of that code was not written in 2019, some of it was written in 2018, but still the work was done, and it was still implemented this year. Now, to further confirm Litecoin's development is still going strong, you just have to look at the lead core developers on GitHub repository, and it shows that they're working on the release of 0.18.1, which is supposedly going on as planned, although no release date has been confirmed. Now, most changes did happen 3 to 4 days ago, some even within the last hours. Could it be a cover-up? Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. I mean, as stated yesterday, we need time to let things develop, to let the real information come out, and only time will tell what's really going on. Now, I found this other article, which I actually didn't put up today, I guess. Yeah, I didn't put it out today. So I found this other article, which I'm going to link right now. It's this one. And it basically, it goes on to the same, right? They're saying they're going strong, but are investors disillusioned? And yeah, I would guess that most of the things that are happening with Litecoin is because it hasn't performed as expected after the halving event. Now, that halving event happened on Monday of last week, and we covered it extensively in a couple of segments. So if you guys want to look at them, I'll put a card up here, and link you to that. It was Monday of last week. I'll put that card up so you guys can see the stream. However, we said we didn't know what's going to happen, right? But people are not happy because Litecoin, as everyone else, is not doing much. If anything, price has slightly go down, and we're gonna go look at Litecoin dominance right now. Litecoin dominance sitting at 1.84 on the daily. It's 0.72% down, and yesterday it was down as well, 3.47. Let's go look at the price. Litecoin yesterday had a red candle. Basically lost 4.46% of its value. Right now, having a small red candle. I mean, yesterday's closing happened 2 hours ago. Remember that. When we talk about today, we're talking about the past 2 hours until now. That's when the market changes for cryptos. So, looking at this, we can see that we're having a small red sitting at 0.52% down from yesterday. And if we go into the 4 hours, I mean, we are still within this, before we go into the 4 hours, we are still within this downsloping channel we have traced, and still within this other structure, which could be a larger triangle that also we have traced. We have not broken it. We have not broken any of the structures. Let's go look at the 4 hours, and we can see we're having this small downsloping, and it could be from the news yesterday, certainly. Trying to see what we could trace here. Yeah, maybe not. I mean, it's too small of a pattern to call it something valid. It's just been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles, right, of 4 hours. So it's not that much. So let's call it day and a half, more or less. So it's nothing too big to make a good pattern that we could analyze, right? However, like I said, still within this other main downsloping structure. Momentum almost at neutral, and selling sitting around let's say 42.25, which is what we're at. Not much sold. I mean, slightly lower than 50, and momentum going back to zero. Nothing else going on. Like I said, it's been a slow day for this. Things that could happen: prices could still go down, break this pattern, create a sort of double bottom here, and maybe jump up. Or we could create a higher low than this one, and start making a smaller impulse up or uptrending channel. Maybe it's still to be developed, and we will find out as with a little bit more time. Maybe tomorrow we'll have something else we could chart. Now, on to Binance. I only found this article today, and it's regarding Trust Wallet. Where is it? It's here. So I found this article today, and it's basically for Trust Wallet, which is the official wallet of Binance. And they released a desktop client for Mac and Windows, with a Linux client to come in the future. Still haven't set a date. I do use Trust Wallet. I've used it before. I did like it. I'm gonna try to download the client, see how it integrates with Binance and the app version of the wallet. However, not much to say. There weren't many news today also regarding Binance. Yeah, it's a small article. It's just basically talking about this platform, right? So Binance dominance chart apparently had an error today. Is not showing up. So we're just basically gonna go straight into the actual chart for the coin. This pattern we had traced, we are apparently breaking out. Not by a lot. Seem to be falling actually back into it. This is in the 4 hours. We are almost at the same level where the top is. If anything, I mean, negative momentum has been going down, almost developing nothing and moving mostly sideways, as we can see here, and sitting a little bit bought on the RSI, not by much as well, sitting at 56.50 or 56.62. If anything, we could move this to here, and it wouldn't create that much difference. If we don't want to say that we have broken out, because there's really not that much volume, and the impulse hasn't been that high. So I would say I'll leave it as it is for now and wait for tomorrow to see what's really developing, see if we go back into this, if we actually start developing positive momentum and actually catapult us to this upper side. However, if we want to trace a channel, we could probably do something here, to here, and here. And we have a couple of touch points, at least 2 in the bottom, 1, 2, 3 in the top, and a lot of touch points to the midline. So we could say that we're on an uptrend. It's also too small of a pattern to really confirm right now. At least I would like to see another touch point, either to the bottom or the top, to validate it. But let's say that for now we are in a small uptrend within this triangle pattern, right? Now, I had this other article I found, and this one I'm just going to go into it really quick. And it's because it's something that's really important, right? If you guys are in the UK, Zcash is going to basically be delisted from Coinbase, right? So everything else this article talking about Ethereum is just price prediction, etc. That's why I didn't cover it. But here we have the Zcash, and I'm basically just going to read it out of this small paragraph, right? Because everything else deals with price prediction for Zcash. So the UK division of Coinbase has dropped support for Zcash, and it will come into effect from the 26th of August. The exchange hasn't stated why, but advised holders to move coins to an external wallet or convert them to other currencies. Now, this is happening in the UK. Could we expect Coinbase to drop Zcash in the US? Unsure yet. Why are they dropping it out of the UK? Unsure yet. Article doesn't state. They're just dropping it. You know what happens when things get delisted of Coinbase. Certainly price goes down. So if you are holding some Zcash, might be a good time to sell before we see a slight drop. And if the US does determine that they're going to drop Zcash, for sure we're going to see a higher price drop. Zcash was trading pretty good earlier this year. Had some pretty good gains. I'm actually going to try to open the Zcash list against the dollar on, let's call it Coinbase, if they have it. No, they don't have it for Coinbase. So we're going to go on Bitfinex, right? We usually don't do analysis for other coins that are really small, but I mean, we're going to look at this here. And then, yeah, there we go. So leading up to July, you know, just like the rest of the coins, good impulse up. Had a max of approximately, what was it here? This red candle. That's the largest wick. 113, apparently. But I mean, that price is pretty good. That's the close, but the largest, it was the highest, 124.27, right? So it was a good candle. Now, prices have been going down, sitting right now at 57. It lost over half of its value. So if you're holding Zcash, I mean, it might be a good time to cash out for if you're in the UK, right? If you're in the US and you're holding it longer term, you might want to hold into it. However, we are within this larger downtrend. Let's try to see something here. I don't like that. We don't have any touch points, and it's too large of a structure. However, something like this might be a little bit better. Could be a down sloping wedge, right? Yeah, it could be a small down sloping wedge. I mean, momentum right now, it's pretty much going back to neutral, and we're sitting around 38 in the RSI, which puts it a little bit sold but not oversold. Other than that, I mean, Zcash, like with all the other coins, not much going on, just this downtrend that we're in. Alright guys, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Again, if you like what we do, give us a like, comment on the video, subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified when we come online. Now, and if you believe that the content that we produce, it's of value to you and your friends, let them know that we're here. You know, we want to create this community and get it going. Now, does anyone have any questions before we close the stream? I'll leave it open a little bit to address them. If not, we're just gonna call it quits for the day. All right, guys. Well, apparently there's no more questions. Thank you again for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Happy Monday. Have a good night. Peace.